what do we do now? Looking at our unschooling journey, it may look really exciting and just maybe a little bit far-fetched. And so we would be failing you if that was all that you could see. And so in reality, we began documenting our own journey and really beginning this unschooling journey because it's just been that. It's been a journey. And so we're in the middle of this, the middle of learning and unlearning. And there are some days that just like the stress of it all can really get to us, and some days can be really difficult. And so it's almost like a need to reset, to breathe, to find peace before, moving forward. But unschooling is simple, but it's not easy. And so there's going to be some days where there's just, a lot of difficulties and obstacles and frustrations and discouragement and doubt, thinking, what are we doing? Are we ruining our kids' lives? And so taking a deep breath and learning to celebrate the baby steps. That's right. That each little step we celebrate as huge victories.
Absolutely.
Seeing each little tiny bit of progress. And so we've learned to celebrate those things.
Yeah, having a heart of gratitude really makes a big difference. Looking at things just in a different perspective, that when those failures come or when things seem like, man, we just don't jive with society. How does this work? You look back and you count all of the blessings along the way.
Yeah, it's good. So we want to thank you for being on this journey with us and taking this course. And so as we wrap things up, we want to just give you some really practical, what do we do now kind of steps. So just some real practical steps. Here's 6 things that you can do right now. Number 1, be available. Mm-hmm. Stop whatever you're doing. When they begin asking questions, that's a big moment. And so you've got to be ready to be inconvenienced a little bit and just take life as it's happening and be willing to stop what you're doing and be available to your children when they need you.
Step number 2 is we have support-free thinking. And again, this can be one of those difficulties because you're trying to lay a foundation for them to think for themselves and problem solve for themselves. So try responding to their questions with more questions rather than just blurting out the answer for them. Giving away answers is not going to help them to learn to think freely for themselves.
Step number 3, provide resources. Give them a broad range of tools and supplies and books and whatever they need to help them just to give birth to more learning, more understanding. So we love making board games available and tons of books and just all kinds of things that you can get your hands on. Make it freely available to them, all of the creative supplies that they need. Magnifying glasses and bug catchers and things that they need just for outdoor play. Make those things available. The list could go on and on. So don't force them to use any of those things, but you're providing the resources.
If you don't have those resources in your home available there are many other ways to utilize free resources all around you and in your community.
Yep.
Step number 4, create the atmosphere. This takes a lot of self-discipline from the parents' perspective because often there's times that we want to micromanage their learning and we want to step in and make sure that they see all the things that you see maybe, or they get all the problems that you have discovered or whatever. And you know what? It is okay if they don't see things the way that you see them. Still being available if they're ready and willing to learn from you because you do have experience, right? But sometimes jumping in with that experience unasked is going to kill the moment. And so we have to be very careful about that as parents.
Yeah, resisting that urge to jump in and correct it, and giving them some space and being available, but at the same time allowing them to self-discover the answers to their questions. And so we always have this kind of motto that when in doubt, do nothing. And that's okay. So when you don't know whether should I step in? No, don't do it that way. Just when in doubt,
see it play out,
let it,
and support them through it.
Let it be. Number 5, empower them. This really goes alongside with creating that atmosphere of self-directed learning in your home. It's by coming alongside your children, empowering them, asking if you can join in with what they're doing, and making them feel really valued and their interests feel valued and valid. That they don't have to feel guilty that this was the way that they chose to spend their time. An example of this is my son and his love for Minecraft. I don't myself actually, have an interest in Minecraft, but when he wants to show me something that he did, or he's excited about something, helping him feel valued and really building up their confidence. And so one is making their interests feel valued, and trusting them that what they're doing is of value, but then also building up their confidence in maybe they're doing something that you think you could do better. If they're working on something in the kitchen, or they're did something that you could fix, but empowering them is partly a part of like just stepping back, giving them going back to our principles, giving them freedom to fail forward, and helping them build confidence. Like, you got this.
So something that we often hear from our kids is that's too hard, or it's going to be hard. And a response that we have discovered really is helpful in empowering them is just simply saying, you can do hard things. Yeah. And it really does help build their confidence that from mom and dad, we're okay with stepping back, letting them fail forward, and we trust that through practice and time and just doing, they're going to master that skill. So step number 6, our last step here, is observe and journal. And we've really discovered this when you step back and you soak in just the daily life, daily activities, you really begin to see all that they truly are learning and growing through. It really shows that you don't have to be tested in order to see results. That when you step back and observe with gratitude, you will see all the ways that your children are learning and growing.
Yep. Yeah, journaling will help you evaluate their growth better than tests.
So as parents, sometimes we do fall back into an old way of thinking, or maybe an area of our lives that we haven't healed through. So having that observation and journaling really does help show us some gaps that we're falling into.
Yeah, definitely. And so we hope that these 6 steps are helpful for you to get started right away. We'll just remind you and encourage you that this journey is going to have obstacles and difficulties. And so be patient with yourself, be patient with your children, give yourself and your family a lot of grace. And remember to keep referring back to those principles, because when you feel stuck, when you feel frustrated and you're suddenly doubting whether what you're doing is just a horrible idea and you should put your kids back in school and go back to what's comfortable, refer back to those principles and allow that to be that foundation for you and for your family.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us. We really appreciate all that you're pouring into your family, and we know that this is an investment for you. And we're just thankful to have a community of people who are excited about the future and the next generation and all that the next generation has to offer right here, right now.
Yeah.